Well, I'm a little tardy to the party here. I do apologize. I've been busy looking at floodplains and GPS bullshit. I hate it here. I'm tired of this, Grandpa. I did actually see this the weekend it came out, and I made the mistake of wearing a white shirt. Not because it was like 95 degrees when I got there in the middle of fucking March, but because I walked out of the theater and there were like tear stains on my shirt. I haven't cried in the theater since The Long Walk, into a movie since Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, which was like, I don't know, 2 months ago, 2, 3. I don't even remember what day it is anymore. It was definitely worth the hype. Hello and welcome to my review of Project Hail Mary, a sci-fi drama featuring Ryan Gosling as a science teacher who finds himself on a suicide mission out in space with no memory of what happened leading up to his current predicament. I've never read the original novel. I didn't even hear about it before the movie. I'm not that in tune with what's in the book scene anymore. All I knew about this movie was that it had Ryan Gosling in space and people were insanely hyped for it. The theater I was in was jam-packed for the IMAX screening, and it was the first time I have ever heard a movie theater clap after a movie. I did not even see that with Endgame. I saw Endgame in the theaters, and I don't remember anybody clapping. I can probably get my mom to attest to this. Nobody clapped. But for Project Hail Mary, they fucking clapped. That's insane. Now, I'm just going to say, again, I've never read the book. I will not be comparing this to the book. Books are for nerds, says the cat who just said he studies floodplains and does GIS and GPS bullshit. Cat, fucking damn it. I've just never heard of it before because I don't read nearly as much as I used to. When I tell you, I used to be able to read like 3 or 4 Goosebumps books in one day. God, my attention span's gone down the shitter. I have picked up a Warhammer book recently. I also got some comics. We're making a comeback. So again, I'm not attesting to how this is as an adaptation, just as an independent, standalone film. And this is a movie that just blew me away. I went in with pretty minimal, neutral expectations. A good spectacle, Ryan Gosling doing his thing, meandering, because it's a pretty long movie. Just generally neutral feelings all around. But I left completely awestruck, and I had to wash my shirt because I got tear stains on it. I didn't even listen to music on the drive home. I just sat there stewing on my thoughts. I grew up with sci-fi movies. Alien, Back to the Future, Jurassic Park, and my very first disgustingly obsessed obsession, Star Wars. I'm not even kidding you. When I was like 4 years old, I could tell you anything you wanted to know about the Star Wars movies. It was concerning. To this day, I still adore everything the genre has to offer. It is such a wide genre with so many things you can do with it, whether it's on Earth or in space. There's just so much that sci-fi offers. I also just love astronomy and science in general. All the cards were on the table for me to enjoy this movie at the very least, and I walked away just adoring it. For this review, I'm going to go in reverse order, starting with the negatives before getting onto the positives. That is how high I sing my praises for this movie. It has officially dethroned Send Help as my favorite movie of the year thus far. Alright, let me check my notes here for the negatives. Let's see. Okay, here's one. The movie, quote-unquote, started at 12, but that really just means it'll actually start at like 12:25 or 12:30. Yeah, no, it started at 12:45, actually. Anyway, yep, that's about it. Let's move on to the mix now. The mix section here is going to be more of a, hey, these are some things that some people might not like, but I'm generally cool with. Firstly, the humor can be hit or miss for people. I see a lot of people saying it's MCU humor. I respectfully disagree. Most of it did work for me. There were some that just, wasn't really my thing, but comedy is very subjective. I think the natural charisma of Ryan Gosling just really works here. Secondly, the pacing and the general length is not for everybody. It's a nearly 3-hour-long movie. Heed that warning. Perhaps you need to watch it to catch more mistakes, more iffy things about it, which I certainly will to see this movie again. You can count on that. But I had a fantastic time with this movie all around. So with that out of the way, let's finally get into everything I love about Project Hail Mary. The sci-fi here is done masterfully. Experiencing this movie gave me the same feelings that I had when I first went into a planetarium. Feelings of wonder, mysticism, and a little bit of existential dread, honestly. Sometimes when I watch a sci-fi movie or show, it feels like they're just saying words, quantum, exposition dumping, quantum this, quantum that. Oh my god, please, let's not use the word quantum 17 times in one sentence. This feels a lot more grounded than I'm used to. And yet it is just so out there at the same time, just as sci-fi should be. It is science fiction after all. On top of the demonstrations of science here, the visual awe is just so magical. Most, if not all, the sets and visuals here are practical. I don't know how they did it. It was the perfect move though. I'm so glad a lot of movies are generally starting to move away from being super CGI heavy and implementing a lot of practical effects to it. I love practical effects and it just makes the experience so much better. There isn't a single dull shot in this movie for a second. All the fun visual play, the camera angles, oh my god, when they spin the camera, just go crazy with it. The distinct style of the flashbacks, everything is just a marvel to watch. As I said, I saw this in IMAX, which just made the experience all the better, considering this is, well, shot with IMAX cameras. I was just blown away by all these gorgeous shots in each intricate detail for, well, everything. Continuing on with the technical stuff, the music to die for. Oh my god, it's a very befitting soundtrack, using both radio jams and swelling epics in just the right moments. Between the visuals and sound, I would not be surprised if this won some sort of award in one of those categories. I'll certainly be listening to the soundtrack on its own. Moving on, I did mention the pacing and how some people won't like it. It can feel a little bit slow in the middle, but for me, it's perfect. I don't mind a little bit of slow here and there. It builds up the characters, it builds up the emotion. Totally fine with it. And most of this is definitely aided by Ryan Gosling's performance. I don't know why I keep forgetting he's actually a really good actor. I think I just keep getting mixed up with Ryan Reynolds, which he makes a good Deadpool, but aside from that, he is a very, very one-note actor. I've watched, I think it was Adam Project and Free Guy. Yeah, no. Ryan Gosling here puts on a damn good performance that contributed to my tears quite a bit. The emotional core of this movie lies with Ryland Grace and Rocky. They never really have any sort of malice against each other, a little bit of fear, because, these are two entirely different species, entirely different creatures, and yet they so quickly become friends, and seeing their bond just grow and grow. It's beautiful to watch. It warms my heart how much they really truly care for each other. They work through the communication barriers, through the literal barriers between their atmospheres, and they just want to help each other out. It's so sweet to see. I love it so much. It's a very heartfelt movie. Again, I cried several times, so if that's anything to go by, there you go. He can't take all the credit though. Everyone here does a fantastic job, and that includes Jamie Ortiz as the puppeteer and voice for Rocky. This puppet is just stunning to look at. It feels so lifelike. I have not been able to dive into the lore of Project Hail Mary, learn more about the alien species and all that, but it's so cool. I love it. Both the vocalizations and the computer translations communicate so much emotion. Each move communicates emotion, whether it be love, desperation, curiosity, fear, bravery. This is a true blockbuster. This film holds so much charm and love. It feels like not just a movie, but a truly heartfelt passion project. And with everything I've been seeing with interviews and all that stuff, that seems to be exactly what it was. If I saw this movie as a kid, it would be a movie I'd watch at least twice a week. It's a family movie with a little something for everybody. It's also a great individual film for solo goers like me to just have a great time. Going back to 2025, I watched the James Gunn Superman movie all by myself after hearing surprisingly good things about it. I went in with pretty neutral expectations. I saw the trailer when it first came out and just, didn't feel like it. But I went in, and I left with almost a piece of my soul just revitalized. It reminded me why I love superheroes, comics, and it fueled a part of me to just do good. I left Project Hail Mary with pretty similar feelings. It reminded me why I love science, sci-fi, and why I connect with others. It tapped into something so personal. Maybe just me being an emotional freak, but this film will absolutely go down as one of my favorites. Not only of this year that we call hell, 2026, but just of all time. And that's not a light statement I'm making. I'm getting the DVD for sure, and maybe I'll pick up the book as well. Like I said, I just got a 40K book, and those things are kind of thick. May God have mercy on me when I start getting into the Horus Heresy. It's definitely going to take me a little bit to get around to a 500-page book. The last book I read in full was Playground by Aaron Beauregard, I think is how you pronounce it, which was just over 300 pages long. And frankly, if I can read that shit, I can read a long-ass sci-fi novel that inspired a movie that I adore. That was a tangent, my bad. Anyway, I think it's safe to say that Project Hail Mary was pretty good. If you haven't seen it already, go check it out and maybe take some family or friends. And if you can, see it in IMAX. I very, very rarely recommend the IMAX experience because I know it's just way more expensive in most places, and a lot of the time, it just doesn't fulfill the grandiose scope. This is a must for IMAX, if you can. I glossed over a lot of things because I kind of just want to get this video out, and it genuinely did heal a part of my soul like Sinners and Superman did for me last year. I hope you can have just as great of an experience as I did. Sorry, Sam Raimi, but you've been dethroned. Love you, buddy. Anyway, that's about it for me. The next review is going to be They Will Kill You. Loved it so much. I need to lock the fuck in, but I've been so busy. God damn it. We're getting there, though. I'm locking in, officially. I apologize if it takes me a little bit longer than usual to get these videos out. There's a couple movies here in April that I'm really looking forward to. The Drama is not one of them. Love you, Robert Pattinson. Love you, Zendaya. But I'm not watching that. I don't want to. And maybe I'll watch the Mario movie. I'm not a Mario fan, but nah, why not? There may be Pikmin in it. I love Pikmin. Let's go. But there is in, I think, week after next, Faces of Death. I've been doing research on that. So that's probably going to be a longer video, but nah, who fucking cares? Enough for me. Y'all take care, stay safe, and I will be seeing y'all soon.